people.
And you just get on the PC, right? And you just buy on the PC because you can get the same experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
graphical details,
Battlefield 4, same thing.
The physics, everything, because you have the hardware.
Well, it's just,
and plus, you know, the mouse and keyboard combination.
And you can't forget community.
You can't beat a mouse and keyboard for first-person.
Well, that's true. Like in terms of like my buddies,
your buddies always have consoles. Like you don't really have too many PC gaming buddies,
which is fine.
Essentially,
but here's the thing. That's because we haven't really been in the PC gaming realm.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, like a lot of the people that I know through Battlefield, like non-console specific, like our people, they're all like, why don't you have these games? Why don't you have Battlefield? Why don't you have Modern Warfare? Why don't you have whatever games for PC? Why do you have it on console?
Again, I think
it's that you're not involving yourself with that community, so for you it's not as big. But the reason they develop to the standard of a PC is because that's where the bulk of their community is.
Yes.
No matter what we say about how many sell on console and crap, they build it on those systems because those are the systems that they have the most people. Otherwise, they would develop for console and port to PC.
Yeah, but they've had the same following since 1942 for a reason, because people love Battlefield and they're going to follow it regardless of what kind of changes they make. And, you know, 3 was a masterpiece on PC. It was a disaster on consoles. But 4 looks like you're going to have a seamless experience. I'd almost like to see, you know, if we can get some kind of connection. Because remember how Portal 2 worked on PS3 and PC at the same time? If you do PS4 and Steam for Battlefield 4, that's a really good idea.
Origin. So,
damn it. That's a bad idea.
Well, there's a possibility there. You know, there's the option. Because if they're going towards this PC architecture with the consoles, then you can consider that maybe they're going to start trying to branch that divide.
Well, that's the beauty of what's happening now. The PC version of Battlefield 4 will be the same as the Xbox and the PlayStation version. They're all the same game.
They have closed the gap. I mean, that's for one thing. With these, now we've seen the graphics, we've seen the gameplay footage. They've closed the gap, and I'm not going to deny. You know, like I have a high-end PC as well. I do a lot of PC gaming. I do console gaming, and Xbox 360 and PS3 definitely started looking very dated. I mean, if you just if you compare Arkham City on those consoles with the PC,
play BioShock Infinite.
Yeah,
Infinite.
Yeah, any game, even Max Payne 3, and you take any current title and you compare that. I mean, they always look severely dated. But now that I see the next gen consoles, I don't deny the fact that, as I understand that Mandy has a gaming PC and she'll buy the PC version. But at the same time, most people will not go through the trouble of, you know, buying a PC for that.
If you're looking at a gaming PC versus buying those consoles, like one or the other, then yes, those consoles are going to be the better deal for most people because they get the entertainment and they're getting it at usually a better price. But I'm saying right now, if you're trying to sell to me the idea of buying the next gen consoles for these games, as some of the PC games, you're not. All you're telling me is the next gen games that are being developed simultaneously for the PC and those consoles are better.
That's fine, but they have sold these consoles to people who don't have that kind of PC and they just like console gaming. Those are console gaming. They will see the difference. It'll be a drastic change. It'll be a huge upgrade. It'll be an upgrade from what PS2 was to PS1, what PS3 was to PS2. Same way, you're going to see that level of, you know, that difference, and people are going to be jaw dropped. Their jaws are going to drop, but
I don't think that was ever a question, though. We knew there was going to be a difference.
One key thing to keep it the next-gen experience is the frame rate. 60 frames per second is where it was at. Once people start playing games at those frame rates, that's something that PC gamers have enjoyed for the last over a decade. Over a decade since the start of PC games, since 3D graphics cards started coming out, is the frame rates. Because we're spoiled, man. Max Payne 3 at 60 frames a second, Arkham City, BioShock Infinity, added to full detail. They're buttery smooth. Like the graphics, there's no tearing, nothing. It's just smooth.
But
no slowdowns. But now, when console gamers start getting the same, seeing the same thing, playing the same games, going back to a 30, like when I play Gears of War on the Xbox, like I like the game. It looks great for what it is, for what the hardware it's on. But man, I can't stand the choppiness. I can't stand when it falls to 20 frames per second when you have so much going on. Like it's just every time I'd wish the hardware had the power to just push those frame rates, you know, to get that nice smooth experience. That's the one thing manufacturers will have to, I think they should focus on as well, to keep when they come out with new games, try to keep the frame rates at 60, because when you start playing games at that frame rate and you play a game at 30 frames per second, no matter how pretty it looks, it's going to take away from the experience. You're going to notice it.
Here's the thing, and you're bringing up all great points, but we already expect the tech to get better. That's what happens over time, the evolution of technology. So being like, oh, well, it looks as good as you know, in comparison to those, isn't the deciding factor.
Right.
What it is what Paris said earlier when we podcasted. It's that now you're seeing games that show you the potential of what these next-gen systems can do. And my point, they have not yet sold me on the systems. They're just telling me that there is a potential and that developers are taking that and running with it. So there's hope in the future for these companies to get my money on a console.
Right.
And eventually they will. The thing right now is at a $4.99 price point, that's not going to be for everyone, especially if you have a gaming PC.
Yeah.
It's a luxury. Like, I stupidly, smartly, whatever I did, I just pre-ordered an Xbox One. But I have a gaming PC, so I don't necessarily need to get it at launch, but I have the luxury of being able to do that. So I said, screw it, and I did it. And I'm going to get Battlefield 4 for the console just for the simple fact I want something to play on it. And I know it's going to be just as good as it would be on a PC. Except it's not keyboard and mouse.
At the end of the day, I just want everyone to enjoy quality gaming, you know, the way it's meant to be, the way designers want the game to play, the way they want it to look, and the way they want it to flow. Like, at the end of the day, that's what I want everyone to do. I want everyone to experience great gaming, you know, regardless. So that's my say. That's my take.
And it's not just good graphics either. It's the possibilities you can have from more powerful hardware, having more people on screen, having more interaction, better physics, better lighting.
Everybody's standing in the elevator.
Everybody's standing in the elevator. Just simple things like that. Just something you would never expect to see, being able to go up a multi-tiered building like that, you know, with no slowdown, with no separation from the game.
One feature that got me really excited, and something that, you know, again, PC gamers have had for a long time, but it'll be the de facto movement into a worldwide, you know, where you have, like, you know, it'll basically take professional gaming to a whole new level, is the fact that now you can broadcast your games.
Oh yeah, Twitch.
Now you can have everybody watching you
can
play.
be a Twitch TV star now.
You can play. I don't know if this is a discussion for this. You know what we're talking about if we're on the topic, but the fact that now they're integrating players into Twitch with Xbox One, where people can broadcast, stream their games, and you can basically just tune in and see them, watch them play. There's a tournament in Germany. Let's say you don't have to wait, go online somewhere. Now you can just get on your Xbox One
directly
and
to
watch.
the source. Watch
and
that one player.
Audience. Can you imagine the audience, the numbers? Like, there's a game that we've been talking about.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How exactly is this going to work with on location tournaments? Are they going to have to hook up every single Xbox One to an internet connection? Or is it
I bet you they'll have tournament-specific consoles.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a thing now.
Because here's the thing: that's great, but the problem is that whole Twitch item, tournament-wise,
it's controlled by admins. Basically, what happens is that right now at PC tournaments, you'll have the administrators or they'll have the point of view of any player they want. It's like any camera at a sporting event.
Well, I get that, the real, I guess, gold that comes out of this that you kind of started on and then tangented off with the tournament thing is the fact that this is what you can do from at home. You know, like you said, people, if they want to become a Twitch TV star, they can.
Of course.
You know, and there's definitely going to be fun. Hey, a group of us are playing, but our buddy isn't home, or maybe his Xbox broke, or he doesn't have one. He can still hop online on his computer and see what we're doing. I think there's definitely a lot of pros to it. I'm not sure how much legit usage it'll get, I guess, kind of thing.
Mandy, you were a competitive gamer. You used to be part of a clan. You were big in Halo. You were big in the big Halo scene, tournaments, competitions.
Yes.
You're very competitive. Now imagine if, you're doing the same thing right now, but now you have a following. When you log in to play Halo,
watching you. You're under pressure to be better. It makes you a better player.
You know what? I would love that. I would love to have people, and they would learn from you. They'd see how you play. Your opponents would watch you play because they would see, okay, this is what she does. This is what we have to do. And you would do the same thing. You'd watch your opponents, you know what? This is the team we're going to go up against. Like any sport, you study the opponents. You
exactly.
Gotta study.
You watch their games.
You watch. And
I'm not arguing any of this with you, but like everything else, this is very much targeted at specific people. So it's targeted at the people that want to be involved in tournaments. It's targeted at the people that want to become, whatever, the next YouTube internet sensation by streaming and stuff like that. It's a totally neat thing. But again, it's something that outside of very specific situations, I think it's awesome. People are going to love it. But outside of hey, we're all going to get together and goof off, I'm not going to use it.
I don't know. I see people using it seriously because it's so easy.
I think more and more, people, as they find out about it and they become, aware of it and become familiar with what it is, what it offers, there's a game that I've been talking about. It's a PC game. It's one of the biggest esports titles in the world. Currently being played, League of Legends. Last year they had a tournament. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they had over 1 million viewers tuned in for the finals. It was championship finals in LA. It was last October 2012, not too long ago. They had over 1 million people watching the live finals being played.
That's more than some TV shows out there.
Now, that's not 1 million pros looking to play. This is 1 million people who enjoy the game and want to watch the top teams compete.
And do you think that this is going to be able to... Because here's the thing. I get that. But outside of them working it out, like you guys said, to tournament-specific things, this is more for the everyday person at home. This is not, hey, I'm doing an online ladder working on a thing. Like, it's... I totally get all the points you guys are making, and it's awesome. There's a lot of things that are come out of it. But again, it's targeted at specific people. So this is for your hardcore competitive. This is for your guys that want to, make fun of their buddies. Or, like in our case, if we're going to have a game night, we want to stream it. Anybody can watch from any of our perspectives. Like, there are specifics to it. But I, as a gamer, like how I regularly play, outside of us doing probably a game night or something ridiculous that we're advertising for GTR, I'm probably not going to turn it on if I have an Xbox One.
Yeah,
I'm thinking most of us would turn it on to watch the better players. Like, I don't think I'll be watching my friends play because my friends aren't that great. They're not like competitive gamers, and they're not.
My friends aren't that good.
They're not that good.
Suck.
They're not that good. They're okay, but but it'll be helpful. Let's say if I'm stuck in a level. If it's a certain achievement I'm trying to accomplish, and my friend's like, hey, let me show you how to do it. He can just basically log on to his account and enable turn on Twitch. I can watch him play. I'm like, okay, like Arkham City, they have
guess what? I can already do that with YouTube.
Yeah, but you have to find the specific video you're looking for.
Yeah, you got to go
and hope someone has the same problem as you do.
So you're going to hope that somebody knows exactly what you're talking about? Like, with your friends, I guess my thing is, I totally get all of that. But again, I'm no longer in the competitive scene. And if I need something, that's what YouTube is for. Like, hey, I can't figure out what this achievement is. YouTube. Why would I go through all the trouble of looking for somebody specifically on Twitch? Or calling up my friend, hey, I need you to hop on your Xbox and show me exactly how you got this achievement. Like, if it's something ridiculous, then yeah, it would be funny. But most of the time, that's way more effort than hopping on my computer, looking it up on YouTube, or my phone, and then doing it myself.
Well, you're just playing with a couple of friends, and then you see them online, you send them a message. But anyway, you know what? We can go on about this. I'd love to have let's say maybe sit down and talk about it. But there's a lot of possibilities that Twitch brings. But Xbox One and next generation console in general bring a lot to current gamers who play on these consoles that haven't been introduced to these things, aren't familiar with it, but
aren't involved in PC.
The next gen will just open up a whole new world of gaming for a lot of these.
It's finally going to bring console on level with PC. Yeah, that way PC can then get ahead of it again.
Well, I mean, again, I would love to have this debate about PC versus next gen versus what is and what's coming up. We'll definitely do that. We're gonna do that.
GTR overtime.
GTR, we will do that.
Yeah. All right.
But
let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
So that's our ADD random
At the end of the day, the gamers are in for a treat. All right. Yeah,